Hello and welcome back to our study of Peninei Halacha, the teachings of Rabbi Eliezer Melamed Shlita. Well, I hope everyone had a wonderful and uplifting Chag Shavuos. 2 days all across. Here in Chutz La'aretz, of course, 2 days, but in Eretz Yisrael was 1 day going into Shabbos, which, by the way, means now that in Eretz Yisrael versus the diaspora, we're going to be one parsha off, because on Shabbos they lay in Parshas Naso, and we did not yet lay in Parshas Naso, so it won't be for a few weeks that we catch up. It's one of the anomalies of Jewish living in the world today, and we just want to continue spreading Torah and learning. Just because Shavuos is over doesn't mean we stop learning, chas v'shalom, and we're going to go as long as we can, certainly through the summer. Today, a holiday weekend in the United States, also Memorial Day, and we give tribute to those who made the ultimate sacrifice for our freedoms here in this country, something that should not be lost on us either. And we ask you to please continue davening for Chaylei Tzva Haganah Yisrael, Refuah Shlema L'chol P'tzuei Yisrael, safety of our brothers and sisters in Israel. And we learn each day Le'ilui Nishmat Seren Daniel Shimon ben Harav Deron V'Shel Yishem Kam Demo. The next chapter, Tchilas Zman Kriya Shema Tzeit Hackochavim. Zman Kriya Shema Shalayla Hu B'Shach B'cha. So as we said, the time to say Kriya Shema at night is because the pasuk says B'Shach B'cha B'Zman She'anashim Shechvin Al Mitasam, the time when people go to lie down on their beds. U'tchilaso Shem Machshich, and the beginning of that period is when it gets dark. V'kavu L'zeh Chachamim Siman, and Chazal made the following siman for this: Mishiyetzu Shlosha Kochavim Beinonim, when you see 3 medium stars in the sky. Mishum Sha'Kochavim Shenireim Lanu Gedolim, Dugumas Noga Ma'adim V'Tzedek Nirm Gam Bayom Obein Hashmashos. So, certain stars that appear to be quite large. So he says, for example, Venus. They might be red and large. They could see them perhaps even in the daytime or even in twilight. But when the 3 stars that come out after that, which look medium-sized, then this is how we know that the night has begun. And we call this the emergence of the stars. That's why we just colloquially call it Tzeis, but it's short for Tzeit Hackochavim, the emergence of the stars. And so that we shouldn't think, a person shouldn't make a mistake and think that the big stars, the appearance of the big stars, are really the middle ones. So therefore, Chazal say you have to wait until you see 3 small stars. However, the following doubt arises. So according to whom do we establish the time of Tzeit Hackochavim? So before we go further, you just have to know that we always consult Zmanim charts. We know exact times. We don't necessarily look at the sky unless you're traveling somewhere, you don't have access to a calendar. But we go by the calendar, but often you'll see on calendars 2 different times for the same thing. What's the latest time for Kriya Shema? There's 2 times. What's the time for Tzeis? There's 2 times. What time is Shabbos over? You'll see a couple of times. A lot of it is based on what we're about to say. So some say that we established a time of Tzeis based on those who are experts, those who know exactly where the first star should be seen. And they see the 3 medium stars 18 minutes after sunset. Mind you, he's writing this in Israel based on the latitude and longitude in Israel. The time between sunset and nightfall here in the northeastern United States is distinctly different than it is in Israel. So again, it's also important to know where you are, and you can't just go simply by 18 minutes. And sometimes in Israel it's even 15 minutes after sunset. And this is what it seems from the Gemara in Shabbos and Daf Lamed Hey Amud Beis. The Gemara says that the time between Shkia, sunset, and Tzeit Hackochavim, the emergence of the stars of nightfall, is how long it takes to walk 3/4 of a mil. Shehu kishlosh asrei chatzi dakos ad shmona asrei dakos. So it's somewhere between 13.5 to 18 minutes. Some say no, we go according to most people. And they go, it's regular people, they're not experts, and they see it's like 25 to 30 minutes after sunset. And this is regarding medium stars. But as we have just said, that we wait not only till 3 medium stars, but also 3 small stars, because we want to make sure we don't make a mistake. And therefore you have to wait a number of minutes more. So what do we do practically? So Lamaisa, Rabim Noagin Lahaschil B'Tfilas Arvis Ke'esrim Dakos Achar Shkia. Many, they have the custom of starting Marav about 20 minutes after sunset. Shekach Halacha Lafi Rov Haposkim, because this is how it is paskin according to most halachic authorities. Ulechatchila Tov Lahaschil Arvis Kishloshim Dakos Achar Shkia. And it says, ideally, it's better to start Marav 30 minutes after sunset. 6.2 ma'alos mitachas la'ofek. And if you want to be exact, then when the sun hits 6.2 degrees underneath the horizon. And this is all found on the charts, by the way. And if you say Kriya Shema before then, then maybe it's better that you should say the first parsha of Shema after Aleinu, because by then it will certainly be nightfall, and then you'll take yourself out of any doubt. And some who want to be strict will say the second and third parshas of Shema as well. Here's something that we have unusual in the Sefer, way beyond our purview, is that there is a note here, note number 3, which is almost a full 3 pages long, this note. Again, this shows you how technical it is when you look at things about different times of the year and degrees and latitude and longitude and minutes, etc., etc., etc. Again, you have to just follow what your shul follows, understand the mechanics, understand how a luach works, and just rely on the fact that your shul knows what it's doing. That's what the rabbi spent a lot of time doing, figuring out zmanim, when we should daven this, when we should perform that. Extremely important for the entirety of our Jewish tradition. So, thank you so much for joining us. Please continue davening for Chayei Tzvah Israel, Israel. Safety of our brothers and sisters in Israel. We learn each day, Nishmat, Daniel, Shimon, Arav, Daryl, Shem, Hope everyone has a great day and a great week ahead, and we will see you here next time.